So you're interested in having an AoE master within City of Heroes. I'm Controlled Chaos, and in this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to build that character out. First off, you want to have it be a Corruptor. Corruptor will be really good for this. You can also do a Defender, but I prefer Corruptors. Now, for your powers, you want to go with Stormblast, and this is on the Homecoming server. So with Stormblast, you'll get the following abilities. You'll get Gust. Gust is you projecting air that is delivered and does a minor amount of damage and can knock your foes out of the sky. So this is great for using, especially on enemies who try to fly up to you if you're flying, or if they're jumping to you, you can knock them out of the air. Works really great, has okay damage, and is nice. And the way you want to slot this up is with accuracies and damage. Remember, when slotting, never go above 3 slots for any one given. Next, for Stormblast, we have Hailstones. Hailstones is really good because it has a chance to knock your enemy down. It does a little bit of damage over time, and then its final shot is a nice, good, moderate shot of damage, because it drops a huge chunk of ice onto the enemy. And the great thing is it connects with another power that we're going to talk about later that can cause them to be knocked down more and have that large chunk hit, along with causing other effects. So next up is Jetstream. Jetstream is you pushing a cone of air that smashes into the enemy, doing decent damage in that cone and has a chance of knocking them down. Also works with Storm Cell, which we're going to talk about now. Storm Cell is an AoE that you place in an area, but it doesn't stay in that area. It slowly moves with the enemy. And will move. If you've taken out all those enemies, it will move to the next batch of enemies, or if there's no enemies locally around, it will follow you. And the great thing about this power is that once it runs out, it is soon quickly available for you to call up again. What this does is this causes rain to come down, which slightly lowers your enemy's movement and to hit chance. And it has a chance of having high winds and lightning strikes going off based off of you doing your other Stormblast abilities, which is where Hailstorm, Jetstream, and many others come into effect, because it will also shoot an extra thing of lightning down and wind damage to do to them. So it is a good thing to sock it up. Also, now, when I was talking about Hailstorm, you want to do the damage accuracy on that. Same with Jetstream, same with Storm Cell. You want to do that. Next is Intensify. Intensify is increasing your chance to land hits. So you want to put 2 hit buffs on this. And that's very important. That's the only thing you're going to be slotting into Intensify. Direct Strike. You are calling a bolt of lightning from the sky to hit your enemy. You do not want this to be your first attack, though. You want to do another Stormblast ability first. And the reason being, and mainly an attack, the reason being is you will do even more damage if you used another Stormblast ability before it. It works out great. Now, sometimes Storm Cell can cause this to proc off, and you'll know when it's ready to be used for its max damage, because a yellow circle will go around the ability, and that's how you know it's primed for its best damage. Once again, Storm Cell increases the chances of stuns for this and creates high winds and lightning to shoot off. Then we have Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning, when you attack your enemy, bolts of lightning will shoot out from that enemy to nearby enemies, which is really nice. So it's an area attack around the enemy that you attack, and it's just shooting another lightning bolt down onto the enemy. But the great thing about this will be with Storm Cell being up and over them, it has an additional endurance drain over time on those enemies, which is great. You can really drain out the enemies with this. Then we have Cloudburst. You call up a cloud above the enemy to have freezing rain go down on them, causing cold damage. If you have Storm Cell running, the target will also experience a reduction in recharge, 2-hit, and movement speed will all be debuffed, which is nice. Then we have Category 5. Category 5, when you sum it up, it's another area of effect ability, and it basically creates a rainstorm in that area that grows as it goes through its lifetime, and it just sort of stays there. But the great thing is as it grows, it starts doing more damage, more wind, creates a little tornado fountain, causing damage and wind knockbacks and stuff like that, along with a few more great things. It just grows in power as you go, and once again, this is where you want those accuracies, and you want the damage on all of these. That's what you predominantly want to put in. You don't need to put in anything else. It's just accuracies and damage. Now, let's talk about the secondary power. The secondary power is going to be Storm Summoning. You'll get an AoE for your first ability, which is Gale. This does the same thing of knocking foes off their feet and doing some smashing damage and knocking them back. Then you get O2 Boost, which is a heal. You can heal others with this, which is really nice. Then you get, and you want to stack this all with just the heals, nothing else. Then we have Snowstorm. This will slow down your enemies greatly, and it will also bring down flying foes. All you want to stack onto this is slows, nothing else. Just 3 slows, leave it alone. Then there's Steamy Mist. This is a cloak, and it is great for defensive. It's something you toggle, and so you want to put, if you do 3 defenses, you definitely want to have on this, because of it being a toggle, you want to put on 3 endurance reductions. Make sure you do that. Next is another one that is area of effect, and it is good because it does minimal cold damage. So some damage on there is really, really good, but it also lowers their defense and resistance to damage, and it slows them down. So you want to socket this for some accuracy, and you want to socket this for some slows. Because if you stack this with Snowstorm, which are both area effects, one's target and then area effect, which is Snowstorm, and then Freezing Rain is your target area. And that can also slow down the enemy too. If you want to increase the damage a bit, it's one point of damage tick, over time. You can put some damage in there, but won't raise it by that much. Then there is Hurricane. This will knock the enemy away from you. With this build, you do not really want to do much in the way of knockbacks. So don't put any knockbacks into this, but put in endurance reductions onto Hurricane. It will really help out, and you have a Hurricane up just to push those enemies away from you. Then you have Thunderclap. This is a close by AoE ability that you basically clap your hands together, causing a thunderous noise, which can disorientate a lot of the foes around you. So you'll want to have and put disorientates onto them along with some accuracies for this one. Next is Tornado. Tornado is another AoE that you place down, but just like the Storm Cell, it will follow you around. And this will knock up enemies and keep them within the tornado and do good damage. So you want some accuracies, some good damage, and some knockdowns put onto this. And you'll just basically follow along shooting at it. And if your storm cell's there, they'll move together. And that's really, really good. Then there is Lightning Storm. This is one that you summon up around you. So you'll need to be close to the enemy for this to really take effect. It is Lightning Storm that will strike your foes that are around you for a good amount of damage. You want to put, once again, accuracies, and you want to put damage into this one. When you stack a lot of these together, such as your Lightning Storm and your Freezing Rain and Storm Cell together, it does amazing. You do not want to do the tornado with things like the Lightning Storm and the Freezing Rain and things like your Category 5, because they do not follow around. They stick in place. It's only your Storm Cell and your tornado that will move around with the enemy. And so that's very important to remember. So if you're wanting to push the enemies away, then you can use tornado. That's optional for you. But that's what I recommend you do for this build. Now, for epic pool powers, to keep within theme, I'd go with either Electric Mastery if you want to do more endurance reduction, or you could do Ice to do more slowing capabilities, and you even get a Ice minion that helps you out and that has a hold. And that's really, really helpful there. So that's the overall build for this whole entire thing, and I found it extremely, extremely fun. Let me know what you guys think of this build. Comment down below and have a great day.